This is actually a slightly longer uh, video than most of the shit posting that I do on here normally. I just wanted to share before the World Cup final a little story about Argentina because they're in the World Cup final, so it's nice to sort of share some cultural memories. I lived in Argentina for about a year while traveling around South America, and at one point I did this completely batshit crazy thing with my ex-partner Silvana Leverrier, where we decided um, instead of going north to teach English in Buenos Aires, to go south to the end of the world to Ushuaia in the middle of winter while having a budget of 20 quid. So we decided to hitch our way there with no money, nowhere to stay, no decent sleeping bag or any sort of camping equipment, just like fucking wing and a prayer stuff. It was practically suicidal, to be honest. And not the kind of thing that I would recommend. However, it was a great life experience. We hitchhiked from San Carlos to Bariloche in Ushuaia over a period of about 2 weeks. Managed to survive on our budget of £20 because life was cheap in Argentina then. Food was cheap and people were incredibly hospitable. At one point, we ended up a couple of 100 miles from Ushuaia with a kind of swirl of freezing rain, sleet, and snow coming around us in middle of June, which is the middle of winter in Argentina. Very far south at that time, with about 3 quid in our pockets, and we were thankfully picked up. We were hitchhiking by a guy called Marcelo who took pity on us, took us back to his family home for a couple of days, fed and watered us until we managed to secure a job waiting and doing kitchen assistant work about 50 miles up the road. And on our way to that location, we were completely snowed out. We just could not pass the roads. There was too much snow. There was like 6 foot of snow everywhere. So the roads would be gritted, and then the snow would fall, and you could not pass. It was like Gandalfian. The weather was Gandalfian at that stage. It was like you shall not pass. So we ended up after a brief discussion in Spanish, 3 quarters of which I caught, but the intricacies of which I did not. Staying with the firefighters in Ushuaia for 2 or 3 nights until the weather cleared and we could make our way up the road to begin our new jobs as kitchen assistants and waiters. The World Cup was on at this time. It was a World Cup in the early 2000s. Can't remember the exact year, but it was the year Beckham got sent off for his petulant red card. Wales weren't there, of course, at that time. Argentina had the most ridiculous song you can imagine as their sort of national song that was playing all over the radios at the time, like "Vamos, vamos, Argentina." Van estar tan spectacular or something, some bullshit like that. Anyway, we were staying with the firefighters, who were a great group of people, and it was the time of Argentina's first game in that World Cup. Every firefighter was there. They were all primed, waiting for the alarm to go. But if the alarm didn't go, they were going to watch the fucking football. And had a couple of beers, prepared myself some pasta, sort of sat down in a big sort of arc around the television, and the Argentine national anthem started. And I kid you not, every man and woman in that circle, to a letter, stood up and put their hand on their heart and began singing the Argentine national anthem. You know, I'm trying to remember the lyrics now. Libertad or morir, liberty or death, victoria or death, that kind of thing. Began singing it at the top of their lungs. And, as a Welshman, They all call me English. You know, estás inglés, es lo mismo como Gales, which pissed me off, right? I didn't really know what to do at that point. You know, I was feeling a bit awkward. I was like, well, fucking hell, maybe I should just sit here and watch them sing. But then, you know, something, you know, some aspect to conform, some aspect to participate, some aspect to show respect to the people who were being immensely hospitable, despite my shit Spanish and bad looks, kicked in. And so I stood up with my bowl of pasta in my hand, and I put the, you know, hand over the heart, well, the bowl of pasta over the heart, and, you know, joined in best I could, you know, like John Redwood trying to sing the Welsh national anthem, you know, victory on the, whatever the lyrics are. I'm sorry, Argentinian friends, I still haven't learned all the lyrics, but I do like the sentiment. Libertad or death. Anyway, the national anthem finished, and at that moment, every man and woman to a letter turned round and pissed themselves laughing. And they said, and I think this sums up the Argentine sense of humour brilliant. And they said, we never stand up to sing the national anthem. We just wanted to see what you do, you fucking English prick. To translate. So there I was, stood with my bowl of freshly prepared ravioli, still held humbly over my heart. So anyway, that's Argentina for you. Vamos, chicos!